Hey, it's Traci Smith, and guess what? It's time for another episode of Girls Talk Rock. Why do we talk rock? Because we can. Why are we here in the studio at CCMA in Carlsbad, California? Because we can be. Because it's a working studio. And if you need any rehearsal space, if you need anything like that, then just hit me up, hit Beth up. We'll bring you in. We got a beautiful, this is called the Red Room. Got a beautiful room for you to come in here and do rehearsals in and everything else. So, yeah, and if you need to make a big old party, you can do that as well. And we've got a big hall where you can bring in people, set up chairs, put on a whole show, mini stage, all that good stuff. So, this is an actual working studio at the CCMA. And she's been here for 14 years, and we're very excited that she's here because we can do what we do on Girls Talk Rock from the studio. So, today I want to introduce you to an amazing guest. My guest today is an awesome singer-songwriter. She's going to tell us all about her genres and everything that she does, and we're going to hear some tunes from her as well. Hopefully she gives us an exclusive, because we love exclusives on Girls Talk Rock. Right. Songs that you don't hear, stuff that they're working on, you know, stuff like that. So, please welcome my guest for the day, Ren Daversa, a.k.a. Rennie D.
Hello.
Woo-hoo! Rennie D. All right.
Hi, Tracy.
Dude, we're here.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
We're excited. And the traffic was really bad, so
Yeah.
sorry, trying to get up here is really a pain, but we're here and we're ready to go with Ren.
Perfect.
So I want to give a quick shout out, if I can, to AVR, that's American Veterans Radio, and my friend Steve-O. Steve-O, if you're out there listening, dude, I'm hitting you up because artists like yourself can go on to his show and play live.
Right.
And you can also submit music
Right.
to his show where he plays it live, and it's worldwide. Artists from all over the world submit their music, indie artists, original artists, and I just want to give a quick shout out to him because he's helping the original singer-songwriter artists out there do their thing. So what I want to find out from you, Rennie, today is how did you get your start in music? What'd you pick up first? How did it start?
I started a long time ago, in the olden days, but pretty late. So when I was in my 30s, so pretty late.
Wow, it is late.
Yeah, and I taught myself guitar, how to play guitar and how to play piano, and then just started writing some songs, and then I played in San Diego for a long time in a lot of different bands and cover bands, original bands, and then I took a really long break for, I don't know, 10 years.
What was that,
years.
to raise kids or what?
Yeah, I was raising my son, and I was working, just kind of working on my businesses and that kind of stuff. A little burned out from, playing for so long. Just took a little rest. And then I started writing again in like January of this year, and then started recording and released my first single in March, Just One Word. So that was pretty exciting. But yeah, kind of a self-taught type of musician, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when you write, do you write on the piano or do you write on the guitar or
On the
a combination?
On the guitar right now.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Sometimes piano, not so much now. The guitar's nice because it's portable, so you can kind of take it with, and I can take it from going somewhere because when the songwriting hits you got to do it. You just have to start writing it. So
Totally.
yeah.
So you said you work with bands. Now, it's a much different situation being a solo artist
Yeah,
versus playing in bands.
definitely.
What do you find is the hardest thing of being a solo player after being in bands all your life?
It's a little lonely. That's the thing.
Right.
That's the thing I kind of noticed. It's a little bit lonely playing by myself. It's nice to have more control over things, but I do miss the camaraderie that comes with playing in a band, with other players, and they tend to, when you play with other people, it tends to make you better too.
Right.
So tend to improve. So yeah, I like both, right? I like a little of both. So,
But you're without the drama when you're solo.
that's true. Yeah. There's no.
You don't have to
no
worry about, if you want to
drama.
go on tour, you don't have to worry
Right.
about getting all the gang together.
Yeah,
and
the scheduling
filling up
is
cars
right,
and
it's-
renting hotel
yeah.
rooms and...
So there's good things and bad things, but I like playing solo now. I like having control over the recording. This is my first foray as a producer. In the studio, kind of hearing the song and trying to recreate it the way I hear it in my head. Getting the producer and the recording engineer to help me sort of put down the tracks that I hear. So I sing and play guitar on the tracks that I've been recording, and then he's really very talented, so he helps me a lot with the bass and the drums. Peter, he's my engineer guy, and he puts that stuff on for me. So it's pretty fun, challenging, very challenging, because a lot of very different than band life.
Yeah, that's cool, because when you're doing your own recording, you have to kind of have an idea of exactly what you want going in.
Yeah.
If not, it's going to be much more time consuming
Right.
while you're in the studio or
Right.
during the recording
Right.
session.
Exactly.
And sometimes when you're paying for that, it can be pretty expensive. So.
Yeah, and I'm not I can play guitar and piano, but I'm certainly not a trained musician. So Peter's very helpful in terms of putting down tracks, and if I maybe sing a melody or something, he'll be able to do it on a guitar, or do a lead guitar part or a bass part, or so that he's real good at sort of sensing what I'm trying to achieve in terms of the actual song. But it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's been a fun time.
So now you're putting out singles versus
albums. I released
or
one
EPs.
single. Yeah, I released one single in March, just to kind of get it out there and sort of get things rolling. And then I've been recording, and I hopefully will release an EP maybe at the beginning of the year. We're just finished. We have 3 more songs we're trying to finish up, and then I'll have enough for an EP. So.
Well, I think what I want to do at this time is I want everybody out there to know who she is and what she does. And the reason I brought Ren in today is because she's an amazing singer-songwriter, like I said. And I personally want to hear, and I know that you guys want to hear, who she is and what she does. So if Ren will grab her guitar, I'm going to have her play maybe that song that you just told us about.
Yeah,
the
just
single.
one word? Sure.
Yeah, let's hear that one. Just one
Okay.
word. And then she can tell us where to find it and where to go to get it.
Perfect. So I wrote this song. This was the first song that I'd written in a long time. Probably 14 years. A really long time. And I wrote this for my husband, because I'm not too good at my feelings, sharing my feelings.
There you go.
So I wrote this song to kind of let him know how I feel about him.
Awesome.
There we go. Just one word to tell the world how I feel about you, dream about you. I just can't live without you. Just one word, so powerful, sometimes I can't breathe. And it won't matter where I am, I'd give anything for one more chance. Hear you say just one word, and it'll all be okay. I know it's hard to leave it behind. Just one word, thing will be alright. You make a wish, and I'll try not to cry. You showed me a world where love means a love, and I don't have to be afraid. In our little world, there's just the 2 of us, 3 kids, 2 dogs, a guinea pig, and all the love, all the love, all the love that we've made. And it won't matter where you are, just know tomorrow won't be quite as hard. Please say just one word, and it'll all be okay. Whisper my name, and the world disappears. Just one word will make it all go away. The hands of time will wipe away Just one word to tell the world how I feel about you. I dream about you. I just can't live without you. Just one word, and it'll all be okay. I know it's hard to leave it behind. Just one word will make it all go away. The hands of time will wipe away your tears. Wipe away your tears. Will wipe away your tears.
Woo woo!
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
AKA
you.
Rennie D, RENNIED, Ren Daversa. We love it. We love it.
nervous.
I have to tell you, I mean, while I was listening to that, you know, I always give my impression.
Yeah.
But I heard some Peter, Paul, and Mary in there. I don't know if you had some.
Oh, that's definitely my generation.
There you go.
Yeah,
See,
right?
is that how that song kind of hits you, or did people say that? Or
No.
no? I mean, you remind me of Mary, the way she sang
Really?
and the way she
Yeah,
played.
kind of, huh?
Oh yeah,
A
totally.
little bit. I guess so.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah,
That's quite
yeah.
a compliment. Thank
That well, I don't know. I mean, so I always ask the question: if you're going to be on Pandora,
Mhm.
who are you falling between? And I think Peter, Paul, and Mary would be a great fall between. But I'm
glad.
current.
I'm glad to hear it because I have no idea what genre I belong to. So
Right.
You know, when you go and you have to list on these sites and stuff, they're always asking the genre that you're in, and I have
Kind of folk
absolutely no
Americana?
idea. Yeah, I think so. Folk, kind of pop, because some of my other stuff is more poppy, and the recordings are, you know, even though I've been playing out solo acoustic, the recordings are full band. So there's a couple on the EP that are really, you know, pretty rock,
Right.
full band. So I'd say kind of pop rock, folk, singer-songwriter. I'm everywhere. I don't know.
No, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. So, who would you say were your inspirations, or you know, what did you draw from growing up?
You know, I really love the Carpenters.
Oh, see, there we go. If I could do now, I would say this: if I could do a tribute of any band, it would be a tribute of the Carpenters.
Really? Oh, no, yeah. So,
Yes.
because my folks, it was really one of the few artists that they would let me listen to.
I love the Carpenters, and then my Uncle Al, I remember he gave my dad this big box of albums. Just all these crazy albums. There was like musicals like West Side Story,
Right.
and The Sound of Music, and then there was this great album about this bullfighter called it was like the story of Manolete, and I just
Cool.
and some classical records, and I just remember growing up listening to all these different kinds of records, and this is before the internet, so you don't have to write the
Of
lyrics
course.
down, right, and the turntable, you know,
Yeah.
over and over
Totally.
again. So I think I have a lot of diverse influences. When I first went to college, I really was introduced to, the punk scene, some new wave stuff.
Right.
So I really like all types of music. So I'm not sure who. I think everybody's been influencing me all these years, really.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about open mics, because
Yeah.
that's where I met Rennie.
Right.
Was at the open mic, which is going on tomorrow, by the way. Shout out to Jeff Ousley over at the Navajo Live. Every Thursday, all kinds of friends and family and everybody get together. Everyone jumps on stage, plays some tunes, has a really good time, has a couple drinks, just unwinds a little bit. And he's really been doing a great job over there at the Navajo. But let's talk about the open mic.
Yeah,
Because
It's awesome.
most people say that they got their start, or they really, did a lot at the open mics
Right,
to
right.
get their feet wet. How do you feel about the open mics?
Oh, I really like them. It's only a couple, 2-3 songs, so there's not a whole lot of pressure. You got to carry a full show. That's kind of nice. It's a great place to try out new material without too much criticism.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, too much pressure.
Yeah,
You can
everybody's
try it.
nice there,
Yeah,
that's right.
and I think the Navajo, when I started playing again in like March, April, May, it was like only the second time I'd played, and I was so nervous, but they were so welcoming.
Right.
Jeff was such a great guy. He was so gracious, such a gracious host. And Ed Masters was so great. He was just, so encouraging. He's like, hey, bring your chords next time and we can jump in. And it's just a great sort of family friend atmosphere there. Really, really enjoy it. Great open mics, great way to meet other musicians, kind of see what's going on out there. I was kind of interested since I hadn't been in the scene in quite some time. So I really didn't know what was going on out there in the music scene. But super fun. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I do quite a few of those, maybe once or twice a week.
Awesome. All right, let's talk about networking.
Yeah.
Because we just did kind of touch on it, but I think it's really important for people to get out there and understand who the players are and what they're doing in town, because you never know when someone's going to see you on stage and say, hey, I'm doing this other thing over here, and I'd like you to come over here and maybe help get it started. I'm just going to give a shout out right now to Steve over at the Landing in El Cajon, and Al, yes, Rawk and Al, on Sundays from 4 to 7. They just started it this last weekend. We couldn't make it because we had a wedding, just saying. My niece got married, and family was in town, so we couldn't make it. But next Sunday we're going to be out there, and we just want to give a shout out to those guys over there because they are now starting something over there. And it's a really nice community little thing. And did you go over there the first night?
I didn't. I had to work last weekend.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm glad to hear it's and every week. I wasn't sure it was. I didn't know it was an every week thing.
So now every Sunday, Rawk and Al is going to be over there. Jules Welpton is normally on the bass in his band, and who's the drummer? What's his name? I can't remember.
Great. Gail.
Gail. Okay, Gail.
Right.
Yeah, Gail is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's also over there. There's just a ton of people that go out there, and Steve, the owner over at the Landing, he's very nice. Helping the music community. He's bringing bands in. He's paying them decent. And they're just trying to get a vibrant scene going over there as well. So I always talk about support local. So if you can support local, then get out there and help get that thing started. Because there are a lot of good players that frequent the open mic over with Jeff and the Navajo are also going to be over there getting that other thing started at the Landing in El Cajon, just right on El Cajon Boulevard. So just a quick shout out to them.
Cool.
So what stages have you played on or do you play on in town that are your favorite?
Oh, for now,
Right.
at this time, I haven't played a whole lot. Maybe I've played 7 times.
Okay.
I have played at the 710 Beach Club. That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Kind of a cool place for
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
open mic.
We love it.
I played a little, this other place that's kind of off of the sports arena called the Grassroots Oasis.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
a very cool place. And
Right.
I played a little birthday bash there for some of my friends from
And
the
Catherine
music
Beeks does
scene.
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff over
she's
there.
a friend of mine from
Right.
way back.
Yeah, so we also go way back.
Yeah, so she's great. So I played a little. That was fun. A couple songs. I got to see some people I hadn't seen in a long time because I've been out of the scene for many years.
Right.
So it was great to see people I hadn't seen in a long time and hear what they're doing. Played at the Navajo. I will be playing at the Hungry's Kitchen and Tap coming up here on November 7th. And I have been busking a bit in Balboa Park. That's pretty fun. Just
sit and show up and throw your guitar case out.
yeah,
and-
it's pretty. Yeah, you have to get a permit there.
right.
So you got to go to this lottery thing. But yeah, that's pretty fun. It's
That's
pretty.
cool.
It's very challenging to go and just go out there and people are walking by. Some people care, some people don't. But it's really fun to just play outside in the fresh air and
Yeah, because I love to people watch anyway. My husband will tell me.
yeah, it's pretty fun. You play and then you kind of checking stuff out. So that's been pretty fun. But I haven't been playing a whole lot.
Right, 'cause you're in the
just
studio
because I've
getting
been.
everything
Yeah,
ready.
I'm a bit of a studio rat. I like to be in the studio. I like to try new things with the songs, and even some of the songs that we've already recorded for that EP. I'm listening to them, and then I'm playing the songs out live, and things change. I'm like, oh my god, got to go in there and fix. I want to change that before we put it on the EP, and I want to fix that part. So it's really those songs are always such a work in progress.
Totally.
They take a lot of time to get them. And then I think that they're never perfectly right.
No, but that's what I love about creativity and being a solo artist, because you can pretty much write your own ticket. If you don't like the way a certain part sounds, you can change it. That's what the open mics are for. And just test your material out. So
Yeah, it's fun.
are you
Super
going to
fun.
give us an exclusive song now?
I can. Yeah,
All right, now I want an
can.
exclusive. I don't know about
Okay.
you guys, but Girls Talk Rock is all about the exclusive songs. So I
All right.
know I want an exclusive song from Rennie.
So this is a song that I wrote. Actually, I don't even need this because we put it in a different key now. So this one I wrote. There's a lot of songs I've been recording that, I've had kind of hanging around for a long time.
Right.
And now I'm just starting to kind of fine tune them and develop them. Some of them are super boring. And then I've been able to sort of rewrite
Throw
some
hooks in
cool,
and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
some cool choruses and different things. So it's. I would recommend taking a break. It's always a fun, good time. Take a little rest.
Or have other people listen to it and say,
Yeah.
oh, it would sound good in that during that part. Because I do that with my husband.
Yeah, it's helpful too.
He loves me for it too. Wink,
Yeah,
wink.
exactly. So this song is called Oceans of You, and this will be on the EP. So it hasn't been released yet.
And this is a Girls Talk Rock exclusive.
It
Here we go.
is. First time I'll be playing it this way, except my husband and my kids hear it at
Right
home,
on.
and the cats. I mean, and the dogs and the guinea pig, but no cats anymore. Okay. Watching the sunset, standing somewhere on a beach, healed by the water, reminding me I know I can't go back. Can't quite remember where I've been, healed by the water. Feels like I'm drowning in oceans of tears. I can't touch bottom, I'm running out of air. I'm going under, oh, rescue me from these oceans of you. Endless oceans of you. You're everything, everything I had hoped to be. The waves have a way of reminding me. When did you notice? Notice that we weren't meant to be. Why didn't you tell me? Why was I the last to know? Feels like I'm drowning in oceans of tears. I can't touch bottom, I'm running out of air. I'm going under, oh, rescue me from these oceans of you. Endless oceans of you. And I am searching for a heart that's true. My fantasy is you. Feels like I'm drowning in oceans of tears. I can't touch bottom, I'm running out of air. I'm going under, oh, rescue me from these oceans of you. Endless oceans of you. And I am searching for a heart that's true. My fantasy is you. Endless oceans of you. And I am searching for a heart that's true. My fantasy is you.
All right. Okay, on that one, I heard a little bit of Richie Valens in there. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Am I right?
Yeah, totally right.
Totally?
Right. Now,
I mean,
Bamba?
Yeah, no, I seriously heard. I listen really closely to the guitar work usually because the voice is great, and I love the words. But I listen to the guitar work because I'm of the era of Simon and Garfunkel, and I always say this every show.
Yep.
I was brought up with Simon and Garfunkel and all the classics. Al Stewart.
Right.
Just Gordon Lightfoot.
John Clean.
It goes
right?
on and on
exactly.
and on, right?
Exactly.
Croce, all the classic artists with singer-songwriters, and those chords just struck me like that was Richie Valens sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Hearing
All
some.
right. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, because he did a lot of songs that were in that vein, you know, and so that's incredible. I know people think I'm crazy, but
I like really poppy, kind of fun music. I have some darker songs too, but I like stuff that's a little bit with acoustic guitar is not quite danceable, but if in a full band sort of setting, I like songs that kind of make you want to get up and do a little something. So
I'm always thinking about the creative process that goes in behind it because I'm a creative person, writer. I'm always thinking about what word is right or what sounds cool or whatever. So how do you do your creative process? Where's
I think, I read this article about John Mellencamp, and he was talking about the muse of songwriting and how it's when there's a song, when it comes, it just comes and you better get on it. Like sit down and you have to do it in order to get rid of it, kind of. And it's sort of like that. Like sometimes it'll just sort of hit me, and then sometimes I'm able to sit down and play, and other times I have to wait a day or two if the kids are busy or whatever,
Right.
But yeah, I think I usually start with the music, and then the words come later. Music and the melody, and then the words later, generally, for the most part. Sometimes words first, but usually the music first. I'm not a very complicated guitar player. Pretty simple in my playing.
I like simple.
But I just like sometimes I just hear it in my head, or maybe I'll just be messing around and playing some cool chords or whatever, and then some words will come depending. One of my songs, The Upside Down, I had binge watched Stranger Things. You see that thing
My
on Netflix?
sister is actually watching that right now. She told me I've got to watch the
awesome,
series.
Yeah.
I just went through Orange is the New Black, and I went through.
I
went through a couple of them,
Right.
but yeah, that's my next one.
So I saw that. I kind of we binge watched that series. I think it's only 6 or 7 episodes, and I don't know. It like stuck with me like for a couple days, 2 or 3 days.
She
like
said
I
it does
couldn't
that.
get rid of it. I was just thinking about it, and so I did. I wrote this song called The Upside Down, which was sort of a little take off of it and about kind of what happens.
I'm gonna have to hear that
Hit the
song
road.
next.
Yeah, it'll be on there. You can do it.
Yeah,
It'll be
because
on my
one
YouTube
more
too.
song you got coming.
Okay,
so
cool. All right, I'll play that one then. So yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't really know where it comes from. It just sort of does, and I just have to just try to make the time. It's so busy. Everybody's so busy these days.
Right.
So it's tough to sit down. And my kids are bigger now, so I have a little more time, a little more free time to play and practice. Uninterrupted.
Totally.
Usually with the kids around, it's tough.
Well, I noticed you play a Martin, so let's just get that out there.
Yeah.
A lot of my people that come in will, gravitate towards Taylor. Or, my husband's even got an amazing Breedlove, and I keep giving a shout out to Breedlove because that's the guy that worked for Taylor for 22 years and broke away and did his own product called Breedlove.
Oh, wow.
It's basically a Taylor guitar. It sounds as amazing, but for half the price or a quarter of the price.
Oh, nice.
And but I noticed you play Martin. What draws you to Martin?
Well, I like this guitar. I like a lot because it's a thin body. So when I play live, amplified, I don't have to worry too much about any feedback.
Right.
A lot of this weird noise that happens.
Right.
I also play a Seagull acoustic, which I really like. That's a nice guitar. Because it's real boomy and real loud, so it doesn't need a lot of amplification. If I do a lot, especially when I'm busking, if I just want to play, I hate lugging gear and stuff.
Oh, totally.
I just like my guitar and that's the pick and off I go.
That's it.
So that one's nice to play outdoors because it's pretty loud and boomy on its own. It doesn't need a lot of amplification. But this one's it's a little quiet when you just play it plain because it doesn't have there's not a lot of depth. But I do like this guitar a lot. A lot of people mention it too, though. It's like, oh, wow, that's a weird guitar, that black guitar.
Awesome.
But yeah, I like it. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take the time to get her links because I want everybody to know who she is and
There I am.
what she's doing and where to find her. So what are your links?
My links, you could go to my website. It's rennid.com, RENNIED.com. And then I'm on Reverb Nation. I have a few songs up there. It's like Reverb Nation, Rennie D. And then you can go to my Facebook page. There's a couple like little videos I did there, you know, like the lyric videos for my single and that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can just search for Daversa, and I'm sure some stuff will come.
And that's RENDAVERSA.
Daversa, yeah.
I know, and I made a mistake by putting an I in there, Daversa, because it's like diverse.
Yeah, diverse, right?
When you say it, but then I made a mistake. I corrected it. I'm human. Social media. That brings us to social media.
Yeah.
So, how do you concentrate, or are you concentrating on building any kind of a fan base, or do you just?
Yeah, I've been trying. You know, the social media is very new to me because I was like I said, I was out of the scene for a long time. So a lot of things have changed since before. When I was playing before, you basically recorded, got a CD, and then you went and played out, and that's all you did.
And you hand them out.
Yeah, and you go maybe on TV, like the news or something, you know. But this is a lot different, and I think this is why it's difficult to get people to come out, you know, because they can just sit at home and see it on the internet, you know. So it's very exciting for an independent artist because you have a lot of control over the direction where you can take your music. But it is a little overwhelming to me too because it seems
because you have to wear every hat.
So much, and it's very I'm kind of a private person,
right?
You know? Right. And it's you really have to put yourself.
A lot of people don't like to say, "Look at me, look at me." Yeah, I'm an artist.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah,
that's the biggest part I think that musicians have a problem with is saying, "Hey, I'm here. I'm doing my thing. You need to check me out," because you just. If you're not ego-driven, which most acoustic singer-songwriters, solo artists are not.
That's true. Yeah.
They're more introverted, I find, and that's why they do the solo act and not work with a group of people.
Yeah.
So they can be quiet in their room, or just concentrate on what you need to concentrate on.
Right.
But so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's. You're absolutely right. You know, I also, I was worried I don't be inundating my friends with, all my stuff all the time. So,
right. Hey, come and see me. I'm playing over here.
After a while, they're just gonna be like, get out of here.
Right.
Stop bugging me,
That's it.
So it's a little, it's exciting on one hand, but then it is a little overwhelming sometimes. But I do, I do the Facebook and Instagram.
Instagram is huge.
It is pretty big now.
I always give a shout out to Instagram because you can go to Facebook and Twitter with one post. So you're doing all three. People will see everything you do on Instagram instantly, but then it's sent to your Facebook and your Twitter.
Right.
So you can cover three bases with one stone.
It's kind of nice because I'm starting now to get into when I went to the lottery for the Balboa Park busking permit, I'm standing there with a bunch of people. I'm just like, doo-doo-doo. I'm like, I'm going to take a picture of myself. So I took a little selfie. Here I am, trying to get my ticket, and I put it on. And I'm sitting there, put it on Instagram, and then it went straight to Twitter and to Facebook. I'm like, oh, this is only like 3 months ago.
This is cool.
Ago. I'm just like, oh man, this is unbelievable. So I've been trying to just kind of stay in the loop, but not to be bugging my friends too much. Just try to tastefully post things and it's fun. It's interesting. I find it all very fascinating. The internet. It's crazy. Yeah.
Now, do you think coming up you will do anything with any other band members? Or?
Yeah, I've met with a few people. I've been I'd like to get a guitarist to start like a duo sort of situation. And then potentially a band later. Once my EP is finished, and then I have the songs, and it'd be easy to hand to somebody, a drummer or a guitarist, and just say, hey, this is what it sounds like. Go learn this, and we can play. But I've been meeting with a few people, but I haven't really met anybody yet.
A friend of mine, Heather Nation. She plays out with her cellist, stand-up bass player.
Oh, nice.
And it really creates a beautiful sound.
Yeah.
The acoustic guitar with the stand-up bass and or cello feel, and he's classically trained as well. Artist,
nice.
We'll give him a shout out.
Pretty.
And it just makes for a really amazing sound. I know.
Yeah.
Have you thought about what kind of instrumental thing you put together, duo, trio, how it would sound?
Yeah, I think the the thing that interests me the most in playing with another guitarist is that when you play guitar and you sing, it's sort of like the patting your head, rubbing your stomach sort of thing,
Exactly.
you know? And it's, both for me are compromised. So the singing is compromised a little bit and the guitar playing is compromised a little bit when I'm doing them together. So
Right.
it would be nice to have a partner, a guitarist, who could carry a little bit more of the guitar load, so maybe I wouldn't have to play guitar in every song, would give me an opportunity to go out into the crowd, into the audience, and connect with them more. Because when you're behind the guitar, because I played in a band for a long time where I was the front person, and I played guitar on some songs, and then not on others. And that connection that you're able to make with the audience without being behind an instrument, it's really a duo situation or a band situation where I have that opportunity again to connect with the people and play guitar, because it's always, you know, got to keep it interesting, you know. I play a little
Right.
harmonica too, you know, just kind of keep things interesting, and so people, you know, they stay and they're not, you know, like, oh God, get Carol off the stage, which is so boring. So that interests me a lot, but I haven't really, I've been so focused on recording and I haven't really met anybody quite yet. I've met a few people, but not anybody I've connected with yet. But in time, I think just got to be patient.
That's cool.
And, you know, when the recording's finished, I think I'll be more apt to really, you know, start, you know, focusing on that, trying to put together a duo. Because it opens up a whole bunch of gigs, too, a whole bunch of, when you have a duo situation, it opens up a lot more opportunity for shows and to be able to play in
Right.
different places and stuff.
And that brings us back to networking, because there's a friend of ours, Kenneth Rexroad. He does a lot. He's called the Six String Society. And his show, congratulations, by the way, Kenneth, just got sent to Laughlin, Nevada, where he's taking his whole show to Laughlin, and he's doing his whole show at Laughlin. They frequent the Belly Up, and they frequent a bunch of other clubs here locally with the Six String Society. And I just think that it's so important to get hooked up with people that are doing things like that,
Right.
that give you opportunities
Right,
like
exactly.
that. Because once they hear you, they're like, I really love you and I love your voice, and so, you know, get
Right.
out there and do that kind of
Right,
stuff.
exactly,
Right?
exactly. Just gotta kind of get out there and not be, you know, not be afraid of, you know, to put yourself out there. Which it took me a little while. I was real nervous in the beginning when I first started playing
Totally.
again by myself. I was just very, oh my goodness, I was just
It is overwhelming.
petrified. Yeah, I was really paralyzed. But every time I play, it gets a little easier. And now, you know, now I'm at the point where I'm not too. Just I don't wake up feeling nauseous now.
Now, are you thinking about touring at all, or are you not thinking about any kind of tours?
Not
You just
at the
staying
moment.
local.
Yeah, just local now. But you know,
Yeah.
Reverb Nation, how they have all those cool opportunities
Oh, right.
you can submit and stuff.
Right.
So maybe we'll see in the future.
Right.
But yeah, not right now, and not at the moment. It's only been like 9 months or something.
Well,
8 or 9
yeah,
months,
and I want to give a shout out too, really quick, while I'm thinking about it, to women, WIMN.com, thewomen.com.
Right.
They are a huge organization, and my friend Laura B. Whitmore, she's running the whole thing, and they're doing their thing this year. She Rocks Awards coming live from instead of NAMM. They've got locked down the Anaheim House of Blues,
Oh, wow.
which that's going to be amazing. And if you show up to something like that, you can network with all
Yeah,
the fabulous
yeah.
women players.
Yeah.
And not only the women players, but the women in the industry,
Right.
the people that run, you know, the different companies like Daisy Rock Girl Guitars, our good friend
Sure.
Tish Saravello, and those kind of they give opportunities like all the time on the Women Network.
Right. Oh, nice.
To go to Nashville and to go to different places and set up and
Cool.
with the Women Network. So you should really get hooked up with
I
the
will.
Women
I'll check
Network.
it. Definitely check it out. Thank you for the
Yeah,
recommendation. Absolutely.
I can't wait for NAMM this year. It's going to be great. We're there every year, and Beth and I at Girls Talk Rock, we roll out. We try and get all the interviews we can with big stars. We got to talk to Steve Vai last year.
Oh, wow.
And
Really?
So we absolutely love getting out and just getting our feet wet and getting into the crowd and seeing all the different stuff that's out there. There's a lot of companies that are coming up that are on the bottom floor of NAMM, and no one ever hears about they only hear about the Marshalls and the Taylors and the Martins, but they don't hear about the up and coming. And that's where all the fun stuff is, because we were given a mic last year.
Oh, cool. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, and we use the mic, and yeah, it's great. But all kinds of people show up there to do their thing. for their different vendors, and Billy Sheehan, for instance, and I got a funny story real quick. 2 years ago, I was at NAMM. Billy Sheehan was standing there. I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was, although my husband knew who he was. I walked up to him with my camera and I said, "Hey, go ahead and play us a little something for us." And he was behind the counter. Yes, I've got the video. And he just started ripping on the bass. Oh, wow. And I thought, cool, who is this dude? And then a year later, we're at the Pitbull Audio, and he's doing a clinic, and I buy my husband a bass, and he signs it for us. So my husband has a Billy Sheehan Signature Series signed bass.
Wow.
And
really?
yeah,
That is crazy.
just see, if you don't put yourself out there and you don't go do things, you're never going to get opportunities like that and be in situations like that. So
it's true.
I'm going to have you play one more tune, the tune we talked about.
Upside Down? Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
I want to hear
Let's
Upside Down. I don't know about you guys, but
all right.
and then we'll talk to her a little bit more, and then we'll end the show today. But
Sweet.
we've been listening to Ren Daversa, aka Rennie D, from San Diego, California. Get out there and see her.
That's right. All right. Okay. I feel like I'm serenading you.
No, it's all good. I love it.
Okay. Everything is turned around. It's all so confusing. Try to recall all of the times before the happy ending. Appreciate, never too late to tell them that you love them. No time to waste, do it today. Tomorrow could be too late. These are hard times. It's not your turn. Get back in line. I wanna go home. When I close my eyes, I'll walk right through that door to the other side. You gotta be strong. You can't break down. Stand up straight in the upside down. What to expect? Will I be next? I wonder if they'll miss me. Will I defend all of the times as I stand before me? Try to believe what we can see will somehow make a difference. No time to waste, do it today. Tomorrow could be too late. It's getting dark. Follow the light straight to my heart. I wanna go home. When I close my eyes, I'll walk right through that door to the other side. You gotta be strong. You can't break down. And face the faceless in the upside down. These are hard times. Take a deep breath. There's still some time. I wanna go home. When I close my eyes, I'll walk right through that door to the other side. You gotta be strong. You can't back down. Stand up straight. You better stand up straight. I wanna go home. When I close my eyes, I'll walk right through that door to the other side. You gotta be strong. You can't back down. Stand up straight in the upside down.
Woo woo. Yeah.
All right.
like your voice. Now, this is Ren D, or AKA Rennie D.
Rennie D.
Ren
Daversa.
Daversa.
That's me.
Yeah, so you can find her on Facebook. You can find her at her other links.
Yep, RennieD.com, RennieD.com, and then Reverb Nation, Rennie D. Go to Facebook. I think it's Rennie D Music, because Rennie D was already taken. Could you believe
What?
that? That's crazy.
Who else is Rennie D out there?
I don't know.
Stealing
somebody.
the name.
Some Germans, because it's a German name, Rennie. It's actually, my given name is Renata. It's German. And the nickname for Renata is Rennie.
Okay.
So that's where that came from, because my
There we
mom
go,
was
a little
German.
history.
Yeah, so RennieD.com, that would be me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm thinking after hearing some of her music, I might have to hook her up with Alicia Previn. If you're out there and you're listening to this, she's a violin player.
Oh, man,
and she's
that would be
off
awesome.
the hook.
Wouldn't that be?
And you two together would be perfect.
Oh, I could hear
I'm
some
just
violin,
saying.
too. Couldn't you?
There we go. I'm just
Yeah.
giving a shout out. So, Alicia Previn, if you're listening, man, you got to hook up with her.
Yeah.
Because I think you guys would make an amazing duo.
That
would
be
you agree, Lee?
fabulous, don't you
That'd
think?
be a good. Okay,
Yeah,
he's giving us
all
2
right.
thumbs up, and the rock horns from behind the camera. Of course, Lee Smith, my husband. Yay! So, okay, so what does 2018 hold? Because we're almost there.
Oh, 2018. Well, my EP, hopefully I'll be releasing that in the beginning of the year. It'll be
Right.
finished. I'll be playing more, hopefully, and maybe playing with some other people, too. Because
you
like
go.
you said, you know, you go out. Every time I go out, I meet some cool people. So I try to go out as much as I can and, you know, network and meet some other musicians and just check it out. Hopefully I'll be out there.
And who do you want to give shout outs to? Because we're towards the end of the show.
How about to my fam, hey Grant, and Max, if you're watching, and Andy and Nick, they're probably not watching because they're too busy. And all my friends and my family, thank you so much for all your wonderful support of my music. I couldn't do it without you.
Awesome. All right, well, I think that pretty much brings us to the end of the show. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to Wayne Mielhaus over at the D. Oro Mine Company.
Yes.
He's huge in the industry. He gives players a place to go, and he pays them decent. And beautiful bands show up there. They've got a built-in crowd, a family, a community over there. Also, remember to go to the open mic tomorrow. Jeff Ousley, Navajo Live starts at 7 p.m. And definitely get over on Sundays. Check out the brand new Crazy Al's, what did he call it? Rockin' Al's Crazy Circus. Oh, Circus, that's it.
Mhm.
That's what
Rockin'
I was
Al's
thinking,
Circus,
crazy.
right? Yeah.
Yes, Rockin'
Right.
Al's Circus,
Mhm.
yes. And over there at the landing in El Cajon, and thank you to Steve, the owner over there, who's bringing bands in and making them, giving them some decent pay. And all I can say from there is we'll be here next week with a really amazing band, Black Market 3. If you don't know Scotty Blinn and Roxy Blinn, they travel the world. He's got a studio. I can't wait to talk to them next week because I'm ready to go. And be sure and also check out AV Radio. That stands for American Veterans Radio. Submit your songs. If they're a professionally recorded song, MP3 or on SoundCloud or whatever, you can get it over to DJ Steve O. And definitely check out him online. You can listen to his show each week. And he does a lot, almost similar to what I do. He brings artists on. He allows them to play live. And he also plays artists from around the world, indie artists. So we want to give a huge shout out to Steve O. He's doing it. And all I can say from there is that we will see you next week. So I'm going to end the show by saying I'm Traci Smith, and this is
Ren Daversa.
And we are together, Girls Talk Rock. See you next week. Thank you.